Thank you.
Can we start, sir?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. We are Team 4, a team of 4 aspiring youngsters who wish to direct a movie out of passion. I'm Gayatri Ramesh, the director of the movie.
I'm Sanjay, producer of the movie.
This is Abhishek, scriptwriter of the movie.
Hey, I'm Rajesh. I'm cinematographer of the movie.
So, Sanjay, we had a Zoom call on last week, right? Do we have any update on the research that we had discussed on our last call?
Yes, Gayatri, we are in a great position to showcase our analysis. So, guys, as we have decided on the last call, we are planning for an universal movie which would be released globally. So, we'll be analyzing a data set from Hollywood Domain. We have around 75 movies here with 8 important information about each movie, which are the column names, a gross income worldwide in million dollars, profitability ratio in percentage, lead studio, which is the production house of the movies, name of the movie, film name, movie genre. It divides movies into different categories, basically, like comedy, romance, action, etc., etc. We do have ratings categorization here, like we have critics rating like Rotten Tomatoes. So those who don't know about Rotten Tomato ratings, it's an American review aggregation website for film and television, and is the most trusted measurement of quality for movies. We have audience score here, which is very important. We are measuring it in a scale of 0 to 100, and it determines actually the success or failure of revenue and profit. The last thing which we are going to analyze data sets from 2007 to 2011, and each movie will have the release year here, so which is our last column.
So I understood that the field's movie name, genre, lead studio, and year are categorical fields, and fields like audience score, profit ratio, and Rotten Tomatoes and gross income are continuous fields.
Yes, Rajesh, you are correct. So, can you say your analysis on the prominent attributes of the data set?
Sure, Sanjay.
Yeah, hi Sanjay. So here we have 4 graphs. So first graph we talk about Rotten Tomato distribution. So here we can see in the first graph, which we have ranges from 3 to 96 in terms of rating, 3 being the lowest and 96 being the highest. We have used beans to divide our Rotten Tomato values in range from 0 to 5. And in bean 1, we can see there is one movie named Good Luck Chuck, and which has got the lowest rating, and Wall E is the highest with 96 rating. And we can see max count in one bean, which is 8, and the one is the lowest in bean one, first bean, and the last. Rajesh, can you please give an insight of an audience score distribution graph?
Yeah, Abhishek. Here we see bar graph for audience score which ranges from 35 to 90. We have one movie. You will meet a tall dark stranger, a movie name called, and which is having a 35 to 40 range. And we have three movies having highest audience score, which is ranging from 85 to 90, like naming the dangerous method, Tangled, and Wally. And we have highest number of movies, 11 as a count, which ranges from 80 to 85. Okay, Sanjay, can you please tell me on the worldwide gross distribution?
Thanks, Rajesh. So for the graph 3, we can see this is about worldwide gross, which has ranged from 0.025 million to 709.82 million in terms of gross income. Here again, we have used beans to divide our worldwide gross value in which is in range from 0 to 5. The reason we have used 50 bean size, because we had used data, so that's the reason we went with 50 bean size. So here again, here we have 29 movie in Bean 1. So which is around, in between 0 to 50 million range, and the two movie we have which is in Bean last Bean, which is around 700 to 750 million. So here we have lowest grosser movie named Waiting for Forever, which has 0.025 million income, and the highest is the Twilight Saga with New Moon with 709.82 million. So we have max count of movie. We have max count of movie 29, which is in Bean 1, and we can see for from 450 to 500, 500 to 550, and 550 to 600, and 650 to 700. We don't have any bar because we don't have any movie which has this much grosser value. So now coming to the next graph, Rajesh, would you like to give an insight on this?
Yeah. We have profitability distribution of 0 to 70 times more than each expense. We have 53 movies having profitability ratio in between 0 to 5 times of each movie expense. We have one movie which is having profit ratio between 65 to 70 times of each movie. This movie is fireproof, and we don't have values here because there are no movies which is in that range.
Okay, thanks, Rajesh. Let us check with Gayatri on her updates.
Yeah, Abhishek. I happened to discuss with my friend Leena, who works in Great Learning as an analyst, about our upcoming project of the movie. She was really positive about the thoughts, okay? In fact, she has suggested me few questions and said that answering those questions will give us a better insight on our research part. I've shared you guys the details over email. Sanjay, I think we can share our analysis also with Rajesh and Abhishek, right?
Yes, Gayatri, sure. So, Rajesh, can you go to that bar graph sheet?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Sanjay, let's identify the highest revenue generating genre using a bar graph then.
Yeah, sure, Gayatri.
Uh,
So have a look into the bar graph here. Color band represents the sum of gross revenue for each genre, and we can visualize blue being the extreme right in the color band means that comedy is the highest grossing genre with gross revenue $5,351 million. Gayatri, can you identify the highest grossing animation genre here?
I think this bar graph will give us the number of movies in the animation genre, Sanjay, I guess. So the number of movies we have in animation genre is 3, and we have out of total 70 movies, 41 movies, whatever we have considered, they are from comedy genre.
Oh, that's great.
Hey guys, do we have any null values in the data set? If yes, how many is identified in the tab view?
Yes, Rasus, we do have null values in our data. As you can see, altogether we have 5 null values, out of which, can you go deeper into the sheet? Yeah, so out of 5 null values, you see the profitability ratio data comprises movies for which we do not have data. There are 3 numbers. The first movie is Our Family Wedding, the second is Jane Eyre, and When in Rome, which has no profitability ratio data. So can you go to the next attribute, which is Rotten Tomato rating? Yeah, so the other two, Rotten Tomato rating and the audience score, both have one single null value here. So discontinuation of line, which signifies like there is a null value here, and the movie name for which we do not have data for these critic ratings and the audience score is Something Borrowed. So Gayatri, let's come to the important aspect. Could you take us to the genre-wise earning trends over the years and give us the insight?
Sure, Rajesh. Now, if you see, we have a moving line chart for the earning trends of the movie genre wise from year 2007 to 9, 7 to 11. You can see we have six categories of movies, namely action, animation, comedy, drama, fantasy, and romance. But you can only see four evident lines on the line graph because two of the genres, namely action and fantasy, they have just one movie each in their categories. So, see, this is action has only one movie. Similarly, fantasy has also only one movie, and they are just represented as dots. And the remaining revenue distribution is being connected, and you can see the line graph, which has been in the moving trends. Sanjay, you're looking into this line graph. Which year do you think the comedy genre has the highest earning?
Gayatri, as it evident from the trend line chart, comedy genre, the orange line, peaks in 2008. It gives us the highest grossing year for comedy genre, which is $2,220 million. So you have your answer. I was wondering how action genre performed. Which movie has the highest grossing in action genre?
Sanjay, sadly, we have only one movie in the action genre in our entire data set, and which is called as Killers. It has earned a worldwide gross of $93 million. So probably it's the sole competitor, and it has the highest grossing in that genre.
Oh, okay, that's great.
Now let's look into the average and median gross revenues of the movies in comedy and action genre.
Yeah, sure. So action genre has single movie as we discussed already, and Killers is the movie made under the action genre. We have same average and median gross income value uh, as you can see, $93.4 million. So Gayatri, what about the comedy genre? Give insight on average and median gross income for that genre.
Yeah, so in the first bar graph, what we had seen, we have 41 movies in comedy genre. So they comprise to a total of 130.5 million average income with a median of 79.18 for the entire genre. So this is the insight for comedy. Do you want to compare both of them, Sanjay?
Yeah, sure. So we have movies distributed in varied distance with few movies making a high gross income and few movies as very low income. So for comedy genre, median would be the preferred way of calculating the midpoint as the data distribution is not as useful. So the midpoint of the median would be the desired attribute to go with $79.18 million as the midpoint of our gross revenue for comedy genre.
Hey guys, I have a question for you, maybe for Gayatri. Which movie genre had an increasing revenue from year 2008 to 11?
That's an interesting question, Abhishek. Rajesh, can you go to the dashboard? Question solution. Yeah. So in this, Abhishek, you can see in the this line, everything is in a varying. There is no consistency we can see, but the green line, which is being currently hovered, there is a consistent increase in the revenue from year 2008 to 2011, and that happens to be of romance genre. So romance is the kind of movie I think which is most preferred by the audience from 2008 to 2011. That answers your question, right?
Yep. Thanks, Gayatri.
Yeah. Guys, I was thinking it will be better if we have a comparison of critic rating, audience preference, and profitability as well, along with these references.
Yeah, Gayatri, sure. Actually, Rajesh and I have thought about it, and we have done some analysis in this direction. So, Rajesh, okay. So, yeah, thanks, Rajesh. So here we can see in the first graph.
Oh, sorry, I was on mute.
Abhishek. Yeah, here we have a Gantt chart where we have ranges from 3% to 96%, where Wall is having the highest rating, and Good Luck Chuck is having the least rating. And we can see we have even done some deep down analysis on the profit or gross relationship. Gayatri and Sanjay, can you please tell me what you guys infer from the upcoming charts?
Yeah, Rajesh. Please show the charts. Sanjay, would you like to start?
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. As you can see, the sorted worldwide gross revenue has been plotted against their respective profitability ratio. And out of the equation, we can infer that movie called Fireproof has made 66 times profit, though it's a very low grossing movie. On the other hand, you see the Twilight series, being the highest grosser, has average revenue. So, Gayatri, can you give insight about the gross revenue with respect to the production houses?
Uh, yeah, Sanjay. I can see a pie chart on the second half of the sheet, and that gives us an insight of the revenue earned with the number of movies produced by a given production house. So you can see major production houses here, such as Warner Bros., Sony, Summit, Fox, Disney, etc. And from the pie chart, it is very evident that the gray portion, the portion which is for Warner Bros., it has earned a worldwide gross of $2,081 million with a total movies of 12 that they have produced. This is followed by Disney, which has produced 7 movies or which has made 7 movies with an income of 2021. From the graph, we can also make that the Weinstein Company, it's a very thin red line. It has the least worldwide gross earned, which is $70 million by producing 3 movies.
To conclude, guys, what can we infer from all our analysis so far?
We have the following outcomes, Sanjay. We have highest. We have the New Moon Twilight is having the highest profitable movie.
Rajesh?
Yeah, and we have the less rated movie with the worldwide gross having Waiting Forever, and we have Mamma Mia as the highest grossing comedy movie, and we have Wally.
700 years into the future, mankind will leave our planet, leaving Earth's cleanup in the hands of one incredible machine.
Okay.